Hello everybody, this is Simon with Let's Play Sonic Unleashed. Last time we ended on the boss portal and now we are going to jump right in to finish up every normal level of Shamar, and the side acts are going to come later, of course. I'm talking over the cutscene because it is not much of one. There is a lightning explosion and there is this guy and he has a gigantic hammer and he looks really badass, and we are not actually going to fight him because this fight is about pushing blocks. Yeah. So there are a bunch of people who have a problem with the block pushing part and they're like, this is boring and it's annoying, and I mean, it kind of is. My big problem with the boss, however, is that it is conceptually idiotic. Like, there is a guy who looks badass and has a gigantic hammer and has lightning powers, and this seems like the perfect formula for a mano-a-mano duel where you have like a super good boss fight where you have to dodge the hammer swings and you have to block stuff in time, and he's doing all these moves. The thing is, like, he has the moves, he has the hammer swings, but all you do is hit him like once or twice, like one combo, so that he falls down, so that you can keep pushing the block in peace. And you keep getting interrupted with these cutscenes showing you that he's getting up. It's like, yeah, I know, that's how it works. He has a health bar that is once again a lie, because you're not actually depleting the health bar by hitting him. He's getting all of that back. And all you have to do is navigate around these fences that are going up and down as the fight progresses, and you push these blocks into the blue stuff. The bigger the blocks on top are, the heavier they are, so it makes sense in a way that the last one that we're going to do now is harder to push. I mean, the pro strategy is to push the heaviest one first, but I don't care. This fight is not hard, it's just very boring. And he does have this move, where you do a QTE to counter it, and then you hit him, and that's basically the same as knocking him down once. Not, because he gets up immediately, so I don't quite get what the point of that is. And all he really does is basically a mobile speed bump for your actual mission, which is pushing back the blocks. And yeah, you have to stop hitting him at some point, because he needs to complete the falling down animation, which is terrible backwards, and I don't like it. Okay, before we finish this entire sad affair, I do want to get all of the medals, and that means that I actually have to push this block back towards the wrong position, because otherwise I can't get to the medal, it's too high up. So yeah, that's unintuitive and boring and makes my life harder. And the thing is, like, this is an interesting puzzle, I guess. Like, it's fine that the game is asking you to do this, acting against your own self-interest, but it does make the fight longer, and so I don't like it. And as you can see as well, the tiny guys that don't do anything, you can just push them around. I'm getting rid of him now so that I can fight the big guy freely, which again, it doesn't really... It's not hard. You hit him twice and he falls over. And then you can focus again on the main part of your quest here, which is like pushing this thing once the fences retract. And then this happens again as the fence goes excuse me, goes back up, and he respawns. So I'm like, should I even take care of him? Like, I mean, I guess there is a guy in the way and he might be problems. Then I also realized, you know what, this is now a great time to look for the last medal, as he's doing his last phase attack where he can hit you anywhere on the battlefield by raising his hammer and doing some lightning strikes. Ooh. By the way, has been pointed out to me, something I didn't even realize. You have kind of an elemental triangle. Phoenix is fire, obviously, and oh, you can't go in here. It's, oh god, I have to push it back again. It's so annoying. The Phoenix is fire, the eel is ice or water, I guess, and yeah, now we have lightning. Alright, cool. So we have now won, basically, but there is a twist to this. Now that we have fully destroyed this weird wall thing that blocks the entrance to the temple, I guess, there is another cutscene showing off something. I don't actually know what this means, by the way. And now we actually have to kill him, so I'm trying for a photo finish here. which doesn't work because he has a block animation, which gets him block frames before he actually extends his hand, which is very unintuitive. I don't know if this is just a last phase thing, but yeah, eventually I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna slap him from behind, I don't care anymore. Is Amy a little girl? She's like 12? 15? I don't know, Sonic Canon. And anyway, it's a fun one-liner, I guess. It's fine. Like, I'm sorry for sounding so down again after you already had a level where I was down on it. It's not that I hate this, it's just conceptually stupid. And another pretty perfunctory inserting the emerald cutscene. Well, I don't know, I feel like they were kind of running out of steam at this point. So, the rest of the video is going to have a lot of quick cuts as I'm talking to fun NPCs and trying to figure out if there are more side quests that got unlocked. Move It here is actually hinting towards one that we are going to start later on, as we will have to keep reloading, going back in and out of the areas to trigger the NPCs advancing. But now that we have completely finished the story part of Shamar, so the 2 Act 1 levels and the boss, definitely a few more things have gotten unlocked here, and the NPCs are no longer going to talk about, oh, there is an issue with the temple. And now, after I went back to the day version, there is a new event here, for example, as Shadi and Labib are talking about their differences, and I will have now to persuade Labib using arguments. Let's see how this goes. Your son's right. He is leaving the situation, which counts as convincing him. That's not how convincing anybody works, but okay. There's actually a little bit more to this side quest, but that's something for the next video, as I'm not going to unlock that stage in this video. Let's go to the fun people here again. These two always good for a laugh. I do like their quest line quite a lot. I don't know how it is going to end at the moment, because at this part I'm basically completely blind to most side quests. But whenever I talk to them, they have something for me to do. It is always a laugh riot. I do really enjoy those two. So this is one of these missions where you have to do 10 of a thing. I immediately missed the first one, but I realized, yeah, there's probably going to be enough boxes. For some reason I can't boost into this one. You can definitely do that. I'm going to boost into some later on, but this one also didn't work. It's very weird. Anyway. So I'm going up here again, finding another box, and this is basically similar to a hard mode version of this level, but you don't really see much of it because mostly, again, you're just looking for these boxes, and there are a few more spikes, maybe, yeah, here for example, but they don't really add much to the experience. So this is a bit of a bad showcase of how Arid Sands Act 1 can bare its teeth, but we're going to see a different segment in a different side quest later on, where we are going to get a little bit more of an idea of how this could work in general. But for now, very fun facial expressions on the two of them. I do really like the NPC models here. A little bit of a post-mortem. Yep, she is still completely motivated, and I do really enjoy how Samia is always like, oh man, I'm getting too old for this shit. Or too young, I guess. Do you have anything new to say? Staring cross-eyed. No, actually. Anyway, I didn't find anything more to do in Shamar, and because that one guy talked about ice cream, I'm like, maybe there is something with the ice cream maker. There is, but not in this video. And who do we find here if it's not Ventos? And we are going to find Ventos quite a few more times as we're going through the various regions here, because after all he can randomly show up and then he randomly sells you stuff at a random price. It's not completely random, there are like 3 tiers of price for every item, I've mentioned this before. So from now on, whenever I see Ventos, I'm going to just buy something that looks cheap enough, because I only have 3,000 left. So if he offers me something for 400, it's like, that's a significant chunk, it's probably too much. He can probably go cheaper. If I really wanted to guarantee 100%ing the game, I would now now open up a guide on the side and only buy from vendors when it is cheap, and the guide would tell me what is actually cheapest price for something. Anyway, at some point I realized that, oh, I haven't actually gotten all the medals in Apotos because I never actively looked for them, so why not do this right now? There is a moon medal in the sunlight, there is a sun medal in the moonlight. I actually got them the other way around, but editing like this makes it more smooth. Now we're going to the next part of our original journey, which is Mazuri, and there is Quad here. I don't actually remember if I've seen Quad before. He's in the cutscene, I think, but as an NPC he's now here and giving us advice on where to go next for the story, which is not very adviseful because, you know, you can choose between 3 places. And now we are revisiting a few NPCs in Spagonia, and we are getting an update on this love, not triangle but square instead. And we are also getting an update here with the Elder, and Gwek is actually going to be gone after this dialogue from Spagonia. I don't go back to Mazuri in this or the next video, but something to keep a pin on in the future. Sorry for starting you, Dora. Yeah, she's thinking about her date. That's so nice, that's so cute. And we are going to talk to the other half of the date in a second. There he is. Yeah, he's also happy, so that's cute, that's very nice. And here is the other half of the love square, which is also a fun dialogue because these girls are just so supportive of each other. This game doesn't allow any weird toxicity. I do enjoy that a lot, it is good. Okay, further on, there is of course Ippolita, and Ippolita's side quest is also advancing a stage, and now actually instead of boss asking us to do something for her, she is asking us to do something for her grandmother for once. And yeah, we do, as players, know somebody who is good at medicine. We're going to look for that later on. But for now we're gonna have to put that on a back burner because there is actually a few more steps for that. Lucas is now, very interestingly, giving us 2 options, one of which just ends his dialogue, but the second one gives us a bunch more information where we're like, ah, maybe that is something that we could consider a hint towards a future thing. Here I was checking for something and then something weird happened as I bounced back up on the railing. Ignore that. What we are actually here for is checking Ventus's inventory again. It has completely updated again. And here is like, again, I don't know if the whale ornament for 240 is actually a very cheap price for the whale ornament, or if I can get it for 120 or even 60 later on. I don't know. I'm going to buy a durian, which is called Durik because it reeks. Maybe. Stink fruit. Get it. But there is something else here as well, because once again Denise is mad at Mauro, but now Mauro is actually just around the corner because he keeps flickering in and out of existence, and now we actually can press him a little bit about his mother, who is not his mother. Like, why would you assume that she's his mother? I honestly don't know, never got the impression. But yeah, what is about his dad? Oh, now that makes a lot more sense with something that we heard before, right? Well, what's about the last one? Interesting. Yep, that is definitely some character writing here, which I don't mind. It's fine, it's fun. They do get a lot out of these few lines. But yeah, Lucas, you lost your memory. There is a boy whose dad got lost and never showed back up. You know, just, you know, don't know anything? No. We can't actually go further here, and I haven't figured it out yet, but I will eventually. Probably just another world update away or anything. Good, we see Ventus again, we see relatively cheap stuff. This time we're even getting the art book because, you know, maybe at some point I'm going to fill it out. Noting that the lace tablecloth costs 200 here, and we are going to see it again, or did we see it already? I think we are going to see it again for 400, so maybe I should have got it here, but again, I'm not sweating this. But $5 for a coffee now, that's a steal. And then I do realize, oh yeah, I'm missing a sun medal, and I'm finding it after a little bit of walking here, which is actually very clever. I appreciate this mini puzzle, because as you spawn in every time at night, it is completely hidden just to the side from the camera, and you have to keep actively going back and looking for it, which is fun. So, something that I glossed over, but we actually saw pitch nuts in this video. They are sold in Apotos, but that is only something I realized in post-production. So we could immediately get something for Jaripeka, but I'm going to do that next video instead, because I did notice it in post before recording the next one. Alright, day version here also didn't get any of the medals, in fact. So here is one hidden behind the igloos, which is, you know, just a random corner. And I could have sworn I had already destroyed all of the snowmen, but yeah, there it is. I don't know, maybe I just misremembered, or it was a scrapped recording or something. But we have it. Then we have extra dialogue from Marketa, who is only here at daytime. And now I wanted to talk to the one famous doctor we know, the village elder here. But he doesn't have anything for us, because again, there is something else to the medicine side quest we have to do first, before Sonic realizes he can just ask him for advice. However, our tea lover reminds me I never got the tea in this entrance stage, which is due to the fact that I didn't have the light speed dash yet. So we can actually finish up this one here completely now, with two things that we haven't seen yet. Here, maybe I could have done that with an air boost, but it's much easier and simpler to do it with a light speed dash, get the last medal we were missing here, and in fact the yellow tea. Excellent. And here we see the second light speed dash trail, so that's something we're going to take care of immediately, because what is at the end of this particular rainbow? It is a pot of 1-up and a rainbow ring, which is a fine reward. I mean, we are swimming in them at the moment, but maybe I will need them all for Eggman Land at some point. Let's see. Once again, they could have just not had extra lives in the game, but that's a thing I will always go back to. It's like, at the moment we're swimming in them, and they're only going to get annoying when it's going to be really bad for us. So it's very binary in that sense. Alright, back to Shamar, because we have gotten a few updates here as I kept reloading the world. We have a new thing to buy after I killed the boss. And here I'm pondering, like, there was, what's his name, Musit, who wanted to start his own ice cream shop. So I'm like, you know, there is already ice cream being sold in Shamar, so maybe that will help him along. I don't think that's it's the ice cream. Here he is. Mufit, you're right. But now he has an actual idea and he wants to do something, and we are going to get something for him, and I don't actually know what it is. We are gonna have to look at the model. So let's keep going. This is part of the level that is now again hard modified, a little bit later on than the starting part in the narrow streets that we saw with the girls. And I'm going up here and I'm just missing the medal. Oh, annoying. But I keep going because the time is very, very short here. So we are getting something. Is this just a bottle of milk? Is he just like, oh yeah, I need milk and now I can do ice cream? Okay, sure. You would think that it might be an ice cream maker or something, but yes, indeed. Good. But of course I missed the moon medal, the very obvious moon medal. So what I'm going to do, go back to the world map, and now that we have done this once, I can select it from the menu and replay it. I think that's the first time I've done it for a side quest, and I'm actually going to suck at it a little bit, and this is going to give us an opportunity first of all to see you can't break through this wooden barrier, and then there is this hidden underneath here, and that's how you get these top rings. But now I'm actually going to run into an Eggman Spring, fall down here, get owned by this guy, and I'm like, okay, obviously I'm going to fail the mission on time, but what is down here? Because I have to explore this at some point to get all the medals in the main stage. So it's good to know that there is an entire part down here which I missed due to not sucking in the original recording. Very interesting. And here, oh, I do actually get the medal. I could stop now, but I feel like, yeah, just hit the retry button and let's go through it again, because I feel like this all could go a little bit more smoothly. Except it's not going smoothly here because I ran out of boost. Like the last time I got rings from the boxes, but this time I didn't, so I don't know. Anyway, I missed the ring here as well, but I don't fall for the Eggman Spring. That's nice. Get it here in the flow, and now the level proceeds as normal. But falling down there, getting bounced around by springs that laugh at you, that's much more in line with what I remember from the first time, the very first time I played this stage. We didn't get to see this first 2D part, the punishment 2D part. This time because I was just doing a lot better originally. And Yualin is here now, the runaway, and she's talking about medicine, but this alone is also not enough, because if you remember, Ippolita had a huge connection to this NPC here, so it's quite relevant to actually talk to him right now. And yeah, the Irma, the grandmother, is sick, so he is actually going to be the one to tell us, hey, get the medicine from Chun-Nan, because he needs to be part of this side quest basically, and he needs to know about the situation. So I get it why they scripted it like this, but as a player personally I always go here first, of course, to talk to him, because I know he's a world famous doctor. I don't need an NPC pointing me towards that, but it's good that they did it like this, so that you have a little bit of a push along with Yualin showing up in Empire City to help you out here a little. And I'm glad that we got away from the stage of them all being depressed because they couldn't heal Sonic. Okay, another Ventus encounter. Reminder, if you want to get all of his stuff, you have to keep triggering these and just go from city to city, advance day night, to see if he shows up and spawns and get his stuff. Another reminder, Ippolita is only here at night. And now there is a very interesting plot development here, because it is a twist. She is not actually a bad person just because she was pushing Ippolita to do stuff. Ippolita was doing that all very out of the goodness of her heart, because she wanted to support her frail grandmother. And I was wrong about the grandmother. I forgot about this twist. I have done the side quest to completion before, but it is actually very nice, and this is part of why I like this side quest so much. I remember, it's not just about the boss growing a heart, it's also about learning that Ippolita is actually fine with her grandmother and she's not abusing her or anything. We now got another step in the Mauro quest, but this is still not going to lead to anything. Like, his dialogue hasn't updated, and the old guy's, forgot his name, Lucas's dialogue also has not updated. Rip-off, yes. But probably this is going to still be necessary for just another world update, and then we're going to get that. But we are not going to see any conclusion here or in the next video. Just again, put a pin on it. I will eventually do all of these, because again, they're quite fun actually. And yes, got the medicine to her. Yeah, and it's a twist for him as well, so that's so nice. First time he got thanked by anybody, not even his boss, huh? And we actually get a reward for this, even an art book. So it was, even from a gameplay perspective, worthwhile to do this and make everybody happy. And he's going to visit her again. We don't really learn why he like imprinted on her so much, but it's fine, and he now has a smile on his face, and we are done for now. Of course, one thing that is still missing, and I'm going to not comment over it because it's, quite frankly, quite boring. I'm not going to go for the medals this time, still going to screw up pushing a little bit, but this is how you S-rank the Dark Guardian. Enjoy or not. Thank you very much for your attention.
Looks like I can push this box thing. I keep beating them down and they get right back up. There's gotta be a better way.
Those annoying nightmares stay gone for a while if you clear them out. Sonic, keep going! More! Almost there, Sonic.
I know little girls who are better with a hammer than you. Well, one anyway.